All right, we're gonna start this planning commission meeting. Do the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Sherry, Mac, David.
Here.
Sam.
Here.
Angela.
Here.
All right, the purpose of this meeting is to combine lots 41-10-10-00-047-00 and 41-05-7-10-00-048-000. These lots are located at 9150 Maple Grove. They are to be combined. Does everyone have the information correct?
Yes.
Does anyone have an objection to these lots being combined? All in favor of approving?
Aye.
Aye.
Right. We have a resolution. All right, so the plots will be approved for combination. Fred, I'll get signatures from everyone here, and you can take this and to the county. All right?
Okay.
I just need that, so.
Two lots.
I know.
I got shorted.
I know, I see you. It's confusing. I'm too old to be confused like
You. Hey, go this way.
What you got?
Not. You guys ever involved?
I'm trying not to. If I ain't at work, I'm at.
Sure.
See.
I
I thought so. Yes, sir.
don't know how he does something. He hasn't been that long.
You don't have a zoning inspector? Yeah, last time we did. No, it's fine. It's fine. All right. No, that's all you really need. Hey, Mac, does he need the resolution? The resolution will be later.
Can I now?
We'll get you a resolution also.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I got it.
That's right.
I don't think he needs it.
Scott, I think
Easy
you're.
peasy. Yep.
No, I already have.
You don't count, but you can.
We'll do a,
I don't want it.
Scott's right next to David.
Will I need that thing over this county or will this do?
if they ask for it, I'll get it to you as soon as possible, so.
Why not?
They probably will.
I used to
so
do it.
We'll start.
We know.
We'll start with it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We're gonna, that's what I was just about to, make a motion to adjourn the planning commission meeting.
I'll second.
Go ahead. Sam,
Mac-
Sam's in, right in there.
Scott, Sherry,
Here.
Cheryl, Terry,
Here.
Marilyn,
Here.
David.
Here.
Scott not coming in?
I know, I didn't
I
hear
didn't
from
hear,
him.
he didn't call me.
He said he has track.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, he normally says something. We got no prior guests to speak.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 25th, 2025 regular council meeting.
I will I will second that with a, change. I don't remember what the proper term is, but it says in here that Terry was absent, but if you scroll through and start on, after 9 on finance, it starts saying she agreed when calling the roll call. So that needs changed.
She abstained?
She was absent.
No, she wasn't here. Oh,
She wasn't here. It just says Y for a lot of them. Just wanna make sure that
I'll
was changed.
clarify those for next one, I'll fix the typos. Let's see here, Sherry,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes. Oh,
Marilyn.
abstain, sorry.
okay,
Yes.
You should have seen.
David.
Yes.
So we'll just have to amend Terry's
Yeah.
absence.
Yeah.
So fiscal officer report, so this is as of April 16th. Income and property tax collected as of that date is $86,186.90, which is a $65,000 increase from the previous report. Total revenue collected, this is for year-to-date as of April 16th, was $443,864.94, which is a $146,000 increase from the last report. Expenditures are currently at $586,916.55, which is obviously an increase of $177,000. And then fund status report is attached to everybody's packet.
Thank you. Old business. Council President's report.
All right, I think everybody who's been attending meetings is well aware that we have been trying to break out the activities we have during the, like the Fun in the Sun and those type of things, break them out and have somebody in the community managing it so that it's not the people in council that's continuing to manage it. And we do have a winner. It's Brittany Cunningham. So she's going to lead the initiative. This will allow us to be able to apply for a 501c3, a nonprofit, so that we can get some of the donations and those type of things. So along with Brittany, also Angela DeSalvo is gonna be part of that team as well. Anybody who was not on the email, we do have a meeting scheduled Thursday at 5:30 here in the council chambers. I will continue to be part of this planning, but I mean, obviously council members can't be, leading the initiative. We're not able to do that. Also, I received a call from Alan Finn last week, and the bench was completed from the Lions Club. I believe Robbie picked it up. I'm not 100% sure was it installed. Okay, awesome. That's completed. And then also, Dan and I continue to work on the grant for the upgrades to the village park. So we have that as an ongoing issue as well.
Sherry,
Yes.
in regards to the, not CD, Sherry. My phone's on,
It does to everybody who says it.
In regards to the Fun in the Sun, we had money come in and stuff that we used from our last event and all that. Is that gonna be transferred to that 501c3 legally, or like, can we, I should say not legally, but can we?
Well, it is legally, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like in a bad way.
I know, you mean like donated.
Yes,
It's
so,
gonna be
yes.
donated, so we're gonna need to talk about that. We currently have, the Parks and Rec has about 28,000, is it 23,000? Somewhere around there, and some of that money is from some of the activities that we have had over the last several years. So we're gonna need to talk about that. I don't know the answer to that unless you know, Charles, whether or not we
Well,
can do that.
if you have a special fund that's already set up, then typically that money would stay in there. And the 501c3 would start
No.
from a new. Now, they can work together, obviously,
Which
but I
is-
don't know that you can just, I don't think you can just transfer that money,
Give it away.
when you have an established account for it.
That's why I figured, I just wanna know.
Which is
since
one of
you're
the things
starting-
that I would like to talk about at the next meeting. I'll plan to have some action items on the agenda. I would like to talk about, you know, we've had some members of the community talk about some upgrades to, park benches, picnic tables, those type of things. So we do have some money in there. So what do we wanna do with it? Let's say, what do we wanna spend some of the money on as we're working towards upgrading up our park, so.
So the other reason why I was asking that before we move on is, I saw on the payment listing, we sent money to the fireworks,
Yes,
I believe 50%. Are we going to pay the remainder, or is it gonna be the 501c?
it won't be the 501c3 this year.
The
It'll,
501c3 will take.
it'll, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we would pick
So
up.
we're on track for it to be able to use it for this
So
upcoming
we're
year.
sponsoring it this year
Correct,
still,
yes.
and they're doing
Yep.
it, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
Yep,
thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Good. Thank you. Number 7, dispatch, police, fire, rescue.
Oh, is that, okay. Motion to approve the fire board minutes for February 2025.
Sorry. Sherry,
Yes,
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Okay, C, motion to approve the fire board minutes for March of 2025. Second.
Sherry,
yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
I have, just something that last meeting we just had, they talked about the levy for the, fire district. They are going to, we have a renewal this year, so they were wanting us to focus on that instead of the one for the ambulance right now. So,
I think you definitely have a better chance of passing
One
your
at a time.
renewal, yeah, instead of hitting the taxpayers with an additional.
but we did talk about, how much it'd be like a 1.3 mil levy for if we went for another one. But that would be 3 levies they have on.
Yep.
So,
And then did we ever get any additional information, because I believe in one of the meetings you guys had, we had talked, or somebody had asked Danny Burns to look into an ambulance at a cheaper price from some place down in Warren as.
Yeah, it's through,
it didn't pan out.
the one that all the Trumbull County departments went through with PennCare?
Yeah.
Okay.
They also had one up in Troy that was being auctioned off and missed that by not too much anyway.
So we were able to bid on it? though?
Yeah, we were
Okay,
bidding on it, but couldn't go that far.
gotcha.
That's all.
Thank you, Terry. 8, Mayor's communication. I just wanna say Friday and Saturday, we do have our community cleanup. That will be at 8 a.m. until 4.
Oh, I thought it was
Right.
noon.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, it should be.
they'll
before-
close early if they're full.
And then, yeah, and
Oh, that's right,
then
I'm
if it's
sorry.
full, once it gets full, I believe you get 4 tires and nothing explosive or paint and stuff like that. Although there is information through the county on days they will take it, so if people wanna reach out to the county, you could, find ways to dispose of your painted tires and stuff.
I know Danny was talking about the county possibly paying for all the tires, or do we know if we're on the hook for those, or if it's gonna be sponsored by the county?
Right now, I think everything is, they're sticking with the 4, and then we'll discuss next year if they wanna do that, cause they're also thinking about getting their own garbage, their own cans too, so it'll save everybody a little bit of money, so.
Okay. Can we make sure the employees are, like, if we don't know them, we're checking IDs, cause I know last year I saw a truck going in with probably 30, 40 tires in the bed of a truck stacked way up high. So if we're paying for them, I'd like them to be actual residents or township residents.
Yipper.
I thought that was always how it was that they had that.
You can only do 4.
No, I meant the ID.
Oh, yeah, well, you're supposed to, yes.
Then next, Rick will be out for a little while. He had a medical issue, so we'll, I'll keep monitoring. Addie and Mike are doing pretty good over there, keeping everything organized. So that is, gonna be going down. We have, did anyone reach out for the kids cleanup thing?
Terry was
Oh,
on
yeah,
that.
I'm working.
Yeah, all right.
I
That's
have
in-
some questions for you afterwards,
Okay,
but
that's in May, right?
May
May
16th or the
16th.
19th if we ever.
And so we had talked at last council meeting about if we have identified any areas in the community that we wanna focus on, let's talk about those and bring those,
Yeah.
suggestions up to Terry so that Terry can work with, the team and focus on that.
And then the other one was not the cleanup, but the work, the summer work. Did we have a thing, wasn't there like an open house or
Yeah, so
something?
there's an application that came through that we need to resubmit, because the previous one had expired. I'm waiting me and Ryan are talking about the job descriptions, so we are trying to get those vague and detailed in the same aspect to get those sent over. There is an open house on a Saturday, I don't have that date on me, I don't remember offhand.
Andrews, I talked to him about that today, he's gonna get a brief job description, get it over to us tomorrow. He said he'd help us with that.
That's for summer work, summer kids?
Yeah.
The other thing was, we haven't met since the Easter egg hunt. That was, that went really well. It was pretty cool. Weather was nice. Bunny showed up. It was nice. It was a
There
good
was a
time.
lot of kids there,
Yeah,
so it's
a lot of
exciting.
kids. It's pretty cool to see children involved in stuff, but with the day and age of the internet and kids just in their phone all the time, and some kids, they're allowed to sit there and do that, so it was nice to see that many kids come out there, and parents and grandparents, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, that's it for me. We have finance, David.
Motion to approve the fiscal officer's expenditures as received and expected to date 2025, and to approve to pay the bills as received.
Second.
Sharon,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes. Motion to approve the fund status report as received ending 4/15/2025.
Second.
Sharon,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
David, now that she's getting a little worked in, you guys are on the same page of getting information and stuff
Yep.
like that, okay? All right, thank you, David. Utilities, Marilyn?
Okay. We have, resolution 2025-5, a resolution authorizing village's purchase of certain water meters from Team EJP and a loan from the OWDA covering the cost of such purchase and declaring an emergency, and,
We need to suspend those.
okay, it says the Exhibit A, and
there's a big packet.
that's Exhibit A.
Yeah, it's a lot.
If anybody wants to look at it, it'll be up here, you can take a look at it.
Do we have to suspend the rules for a resolution? Or just an ordinance? Is it both?
Suspend the rules.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, motion to suspend the rules,
I'll second.
okay.
Sharon,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes. Before we, approve it, can we do discussion on that real quick?
Yeah, I was going to, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I spoke to Ryan the other day, and with us doing this as an emergency, we do have to get on this. We can't just get them and then sit on them and let them sit, or that is definitely not the purpose of having it as an emergency. So we just gotta make sure that we get some kind of schedule going.
Okay.
Do we know how much loans we have out now?
Yeah. We, Deanne, you have that.
I do have that
Because she
information just
gave me
not
the
with me
paper
right
here.
now.
Okay, and then how much is coming up? Because this has been, every time we go to buy something with money, we always talk about how much is coming out in the future, how much we have now.
The largest expenditure for the first quarter was, the KNS Bank,
Which is the Durangos.
And if you remember with the meters, we agreed, we were taking that out of the meter fund. So it's
Which
not
has
like,
50-some thousand.
yeah,
Okay.
but it's like $4 a month, so it's roughly $3,500 a month, you know, which will cover
Right.
the loan.
And then have we had any like negatives or anything with the meters we have now before we buy any more? Everything's flowing good?
Yeah, we haven't had any issues
Software,
yet.
everything's good?
And just to be clear, so these are gonna mesh up with the system,
Yeah,
that's,
Yeah, they
everything's
work with
good, cause
CMI,
I know there was a problem with,
These are, sorry.
having, you know, the meters you got before, and then these are, you know,
Yeah.
different ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the purpose of this. The ones they got before were obsolete. So once we got them, they kind of ran their course, but then we were stuck with them. So then when updates or stuff needed to happen, there was nothing to go
Wasn't
to.
happening, right?
And Marie's stuck with old hardware, so she, if it goes down, we're stuck, cause most of the community has those old ones, so
Yeah.
this is, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
something we gotta get done.
And Team EJP is the ones we bought our last 110 or whatever from last time. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. That's all I have.
This says, just for you guys in the audience, it says, Team EJP has provided a proposal for the purchase and installation of the village's required meter system in the total amount of $206,512, as set forth in the Exhibit A. This is it, if you wanna look at it in detail. It's a 10-year loan with 1.75% interest from Ohio Water Development Authority, to cover the thing. So that's kind of the specifics. If you want more information, you're welcome to look at this.
Did you say the installation was included in that price? They will be installing?
Mm-hmm. Or,
No,
Ryan,
we're
so,
installing.
okay,
we're doing it
so,
in-house.
so you're just gonna pay our guys standard rate, right? That's what we talked about as far as the installation
No,
goes?
to the WDA, they get,
Shouldn't be prevailing wage.
If it's a state,
Should be.
yeah. It's
Okay.
prevailing wages,
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
I don't see anything else that's really, okay. Okay, discussion's done? Anybody else?
Yep.
Anybody else? No? Okay, so motion to accept resolution 2025-5.
Second,
Sharon,
yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes?
David.
Yep.
I don't know why this is on this agenda twice,
Why do we have it twice?
but,
Deanne?
One's accepted,
One's
one's approved.
accepted, one's approved.
oh, okay, got it,
Oh,
yeah. I'm
You
sorry.
suspended the
Read it.
rules.
Yeah.
I thought I did okay.
I'm saying.
No, it's us just not seeing what's on the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to motion to approve resolution 2025-5.
Second,
Sharon,
yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes,
David.
Yes. I have one more question real quick, I'm sorry. The 206,512, are we going to take the money out of the water replacement fund to lower that loan, or is the 206,000 on top of what we have in there together as a project?
I never really thought of it, I mean, we could.
Cause it would lower how much we owe. So we could take that 65, almost 66,000 and lower our 206,000 down.
Yeah, or maybe use half of it, to pay it down and use the other half for the, prevailing wage. Either way, I mean, I don't know, it's a
Yeah.
discussion, we can figure out.
We'll
the
have to
best way.
figure it out next month
Yeah.
meeting, or before next meeting, I should say, since it's an emergency. Okay.
Thank you, Marilyn. 11, safety and service, sure.
And, this is a second read, an ordinance establishing chapter 404 of the codified ordinance of the village of Windham entitled impounding, chapter 404, see exhibit A. Anyone have any questions on this?
And there's extra copies up here if anybody needs them.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone wanna make any changes to that code? If you do, let me know before the next meeting, that way, the next one will be the third reading. So,
And the police chief sent that to you, right? So pretty much anything,
yeah, it was an example from a different place, but,
okay,
I mean, there's the numbers and such you can change, so.
right.
For sure. 12, economic development.
Okay, this is the first read of ordinance 2025.5. It's a posting ordinances of, locations. You have gas and food, well, that's called Windham Fuel now, right?
Yeah, there's a couple problems on that. Windham Fuel, police department is now on Maple Grove.
Yeah,
Yeah, that didn't sound right, that address, I
No, so.
guess. Well, it's first read, so we can fix
Yeah.
all that.
yeah.
Okay, so we're not approving it today, cause there's a
No.
motion to accept and approve.
I don't think it was, I
I was
don't
gonna
think I
say
drafted it
it's
as an emergency.
There's no emergency, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean, you can even, as for discussion purposes, you can put it on the village website at this point.
Well, it,
So you
right,
can
did
do
they,
village-
so.
They did.
I thought, I haven't seen it officially go through, so when I was at regional planning last month,
Yeah.
they said that your Facebook page is an acceptable form of communication, that it no longer has to be posted at all these different places. We just wanna let people know that, you
I've
know?
seen, for the most part, the website, if you have Facebook, and then post it someplace physically, either here or at the
Yeah.
police station. So you can cut down the amount of places you
Yeah.
can do electronically.
I thought
So if that's what you're looking to do, let me know, and I can amend that for next time.
that's what we
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah. What do you guys wanna remove?
The accept and approve.
I meant the location.
No, which location?
I mean,
The
I
gas
say-
stations,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
leave it at the Renaissance, and we could even, now that the police department's separate, we could post one here or not here, just the police station.
I think makes
No,
sense
we'll
to
post
post
it.
it here versus the police
here
station.
at the
Yeah.
police station and the Renaissance,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
agree.
Okay.
What's the police station address?
9013 Maple Grove.
9013 Maple
Grove.
Grove.
Road.
Thank you.
Don't
Maple
you have
Road or
so
Grove?
many?
Maple Grove.
Grove, like the road is
Maple
talking
Grove
about.
Road.
G.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
I thought they were talking
His motion know that stuff.
That was fun.
This is the village administration building?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll do village website,
Yes.
Mhm.
that's it? Yes, sir.
Yes.
We can add it, like, we can do the Facebook page, we don't just, we don't have to put it on here, right?
You don't, no. Yeah, it's easy, okay.
Let me just get that.
Alright, thank you, Terry. 13, personnel, Scott, he didn't send me anything, did he tell you guys anything?
I haven't talked to him.
14, Parks and Rec, Cheryl.
I think everything that's been said about Parks and Rec this year, has already been said. And we have, they're gonna be looking for grants and stuff. Very much happening until we get some grants or something.
Well, there's other, I would look towards a car show, doing some other type of things, those are things that we've
I
done in
told,
the past.
Yeah.
I told Brittany that Big Mo at the gas station had said he wanted to be part of
Yeah,
one,
he wants to.
so I told him
Yeah,
just reach
yeah,
out to
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Also, Nick at the fire station, the
Mhm.
chief, he wants to be involved in the Fun in the Sun.
Okay, good.
He said nobody had contacted him, and I said,
I
read
got his
Facebook.
number.
Read.
Well,
Well,
yeah, I don't have that.
David,
either,
haven't
so-
you talked to him about being part of the Fun in the Sun?
Not like the fireworks or anything, cause I was,
No, not
On
the
Terry.
fireworks, but they could do.
We talked about the water.
we
Yeah.
talked about
Just
that,
something,
we
yeah.
haven't
Okay.
heard back because that system was given away, so I haven't heard back yet, I gotta follow up on that from Randolph.
Are you gonna see him in the next,
I'll give his number to
They-
my wife.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, have
okay.
him come Thursday.
Did he like specific anything, like
No.
besides having a tent, or like?
Something that they wanna just be involved, like have a,
He just wants a phone call, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a reminder, there's plenty of opportunities for us to do other things, other than just focus on one grant. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do to help improve the community, and other people can work on grants, it doesn't have to be just a couple. So please feel free to take any of this literature or get online and look, there's grants available all over, so.
I also.
I passed one
Yeah.
to Terry today that I saw.
Yeah, that's for the baseball fields.
It's just for
dugouts.
baseball fields, so,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
but you have to be a nonprofit.
That's what we talked about
Yeah.
earlier.
okay.
Okay, and I thought maybe if
We could-
Hot Stove,
Hot Stove is, yeah.
So
Yes.
we're just gonna send it to them, I
Okay.
mean, and once it's in their court.
are they 501?
yes,
Oh, good.
they
then
are,
that's-
yep.
Okay.
Right up their street.
Alrighty, thank you, Cheryl. Planning Commission, resolution number 2025-6, a resolution approving the combination of certain parcels of real estate property in the village of Windham.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second,
Chair,
yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes,
Marilyn,
Yes.
David,
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-6.
Second,
Sherry,
yes.
David,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry,
yes.
Threw me off
So y'all gotta be,
Yeah.
y'all gotta be ready to fire like David, boy, when he saw it, he was ready, he shot, fired.
Oh, man, I thought.
Y'all be sitting around like y'all don't
Keep you
know what
guys
to say. Alright, 16, police chief, he, yeah, he didn't tell me, no other than what I told you guys.
Can I make a comment on the police thing?
Yeah.
Obviously he's not here to hear it, but I really wanna commend the officers. It seems like every 10 minutes I'm hearing a siren go, and they're out there pulling people over and giving tickets. I haven't seen a report on how many have been issued, but
They kinda
It's-
shredded it.
yeah, it's,
Accidentally.
that's alright.
We'll
It's,
have it.
I hear it being outside and, with 303 right there where it goes to 35 and them sitting at the, old tavern, they're catching them.
People are
And it's
slowing
great.
down.
Yeah, which is the whole point.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, Horn Road is looking better every time.
Well, I had a few
Yeah,
people call me and it's human nature to complain, but it's also human nature to follow rules, and that's what I try and tell them. If you speed, slow down and not speed, you don't have to worry. I naturally drive 22 around here. My body just does it, so I don't have that issue, and I'm not exempt from anyone else, so if I'm flying 35, they should pull me over too, but that's.
You also have to worry about all the kids.
Right.
I got a big issue on that speed, and all you gotta do is go up there and sit on the front porch of my house, and you'll see big trucks, cars, when you ain't got no police out around. And I've seen times, and I'm not knocking the police department, cause I'm pretty friends with all of them. I've seen times, I have not seen a cop come by there for 6 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get
And
on
the deal of it is, I heard the council here, and I'm not, it's no disrespect. The council cut the police department's budget, and now they need time and a half, you know it right now, the chief's off for a while, time and a half. And I was told, by the way of the grapevine, you people are griping about the time and a half.
No. One thing I will say about that, without getting too deep into that, most of all our meetings are recorded. So if you ever wanted to go back and listen to anything, so it's not a hearsay type situation, because that's not an accurate statement from whoever told you that, but you can go back and read for yourself or listen about any of that. No one's time got cut, no one's budget got cut, none of that.
Well,
type
see,
of
I was
stuff.
gonna be at the last meeting, I couldn't make it, something happened, and I almost missed this meeting, I said, I wanted to come to it, and I got a couple other issues to bring up besides that, besides the, you know, the finances,
Mhm.
but that's speed, and I live in the house right beside the tavern.
I know where you.
Okay,
Oh, that's,
I've seen big trucks come through there 60 miles an hour coming into town. Where's the cop at? Go over the other side of town, he's sitting there running a radar to people that's obeying the speed limit.
yeah, but not everybody obeys.
And I'll tell you what, that new black guy, I
That
congratulate
new
him,
officer.
that officer.
Yeah, he's an
I'll
officer.
tell you what, he's good. I shook his hand the other day. He is, when you get pulled over,
He is good,
it's about a 99 out of 100, you will get a ticket.
and he's doing his job and he does it very
And
well.
I've seen it where he's pulled people over. He didn't say, well, hi, and how you just slow your speed down. He wrote the ticket out, and I know Rivanna kills you guys on the finances because you don't hardly get any money from Rivanna over the written tickets.
Well, it has a lot to do with the state as well. It's not
Huh?
just, it has a lot to do with the state as well. It's not just the county.
Well,
The
you know,
state takes a big portion.
and that's
but-
why finance is what, I pay almost $2,000 a year for just taxes. Now, how much money of that do you get?
Yeah,
Well, that's all broke down on the county auditor's website. You can see how much goes to each municipality, or, you know, the schools, the village, the county, all that. You can go on.
Well,
there
yeah,
and see that.
that taxes should stay here in Windham, not out here, county, the sheriff's department, all that other bit, cause they don't do a thing that I know of, and I was brought up around here.
Well, that's
And
how.
I moved back here in 2019, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've raised a lot of hell with people. Even asked him, he'll tell you, I don't give nobody no slack, do I?
No,
When it
sir.
comes to a problem, I don't give nobody no slack, do I?
No, sir.
And I'm being honest, and I'm the oldest guy that's sitting in here. And you would not believe how old I am.
I don't even wanna guess.
Yeah, well, I'll be 81 years old my birthday. So I've been around the hoop quite a few times. And I was brought up around here, and I moved out to Streetsville, and we lived out there a while. And I got living in a trailer court, and I got tired of paying them that, and I said, I'm gonna buy a house. I bought the one beside the tavern. You wouldn't believe the red tags I've seen, where the guy screwed me. The realtor even screwed me out of, $7,000. Not my realtor, his realtor, she took care of all the paperwork. But that speeding, like the chief told me, it's hard right there, cause it goes from 35 to 25. And I can understand that. And that new radar they got's fantastic. Of course, you gotta stay hid, cause, and I don't care, all the Windham people yell or complain or whatever. Don't speed, you won't get a ticket.
amen.
That's right.
Well,
That's
it
what,
should.
I obey the speed limit. I run up about 4 miles an hour over the speed limit.
So
And
you
that's
see,
in the
That's
25
speeding.
mile an hour zone or the 35 mile an hour zone. But when I get out of that 55 mile an hour zone, I set my cruise control right at 60 and I go.
so you speed.
You're still speeding.
Huh?
So you speed. See,
You just told
Either
us
pot calling
multiple
to get a black.
violations.
Yeah,
okay.
You're lucky
But,
Chief
all right.
is here.
I got,
All right, but,
Well,
I appreciate, all your concern. If there's anything else, we can talk afterwards or whatever.
well, there's one other complaint,
They're,
and if it ain't fixed, Windham is gonna get sued. Guaranteed. That school zone right there on 303, where you just got the two things, you better get out there and put at least 20-mile-an-hour school zone,
it's not a school zone.
or, huh?
It's not a school zone, sir.
You can make it a school
No,
zone,
you
don't?
cannot.
No.
Look at Streetsboro,
It's not on the main road.
huh?
It's not on the main road.
That is a main road, 303,
No, the
even though it's
schools,
inside the city. Look at Streetsboro.
I'm not here to argue
Sir,
with
we
you,
can
I'm
sir.
not
this-
gonna argue, I'm just saying,
Sir,
give
we
an
can have this
example.
discussion afterwards, cause we're running off course a little bit. But I will listen. We can have a
Well,
conversation
what,
afterwards.
I mentioned it to a few people, I even mentioned it to her.
Yeah,
All you gotta do is go down, I'll just say, I'm estimating 100 feet, and put up a big sign, stop for pedestrian crosswalk. Both directions. I've seen trucks come through there 35, 40 miles an hour.
all right, thank
You know, it's
sir.
kinda a little late, it's kinda a little late in the year, you know.
For school.
Right, it's kinda a little late, but it can be fixed for next year. How many people here's got kids here in Windham School?
Aye,
Alright, you're the only one. Would you want your kid hit there?
no, that's why those
I
signs, that's why those blinking signs are
I
there.
came out of the side street there that goes to the school, and I didn't see it, I almost hit a boy crossing the street
You
there.
know who got those blinking lights there?
Yeah,
So
what's called, should be
I
100
do
feet, or
care about
100
that.
feet down the road, and
Like I
with-
said,
with
that's a
blinking
discussion
light,
for
with a-
afterwards. I'm respectfully not trying to cut you off, but we have to stay on course here, and we'll have a little bit afterwards to talk about this. So I'll get back with you. If
Well,
you're not taking off, then we.
What
can-
time you gonna close, cause I got something I have to do here in a little bit.
Well, here soon, if we can move on.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're
All
welcome.
right, zoning, Brian?
You know, I'm filling in for Chris. I got two to rate a fence in a row. She's helping me out a little bit. We're advertising, and we'll get through it.
Did she leave?
Yeah, she had a medical issue.
condition.
Got you, cause I got a resume here, that's why I was
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, yeah, you weren't at the last.
I was not.
she's helping me out a little bit, so we'll get through it until we get somebody. That's
How long are we advertising for?
We get somebody.
Okay, okay, so.
We got many?
Today.
Today.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Housing, Demel?
Just, one thing, I had a talk with the FHA about a property, same person, but, they were just wondering about how things were going, and it wasn't
Yeah,
nothing
she
we could
called
do
me.
about it,
Yeah, I know what
but
you're
it
talking
was something that, you know, I had to explain to her what the situation is. And, yeah, we got it squared away though.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it, steady.
Housing inspections going.
Housing inspection's going good. Still got a few of them. You're still waiting on a few. No. We're good.
All right. Thank you, sir. Village administrator?
I ain't got nothing other than what we done discussed.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. Last chance for any members of council to speak.
Oh, you got Charles.
Oh, shoot, sorry, Charles.
I actually have something this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's good news. So I was charged by council to contact and reach out to the companies that were leading the Brightspeed project that's happening throughout the village. I wrote a letter on behalf of two different village members, Mr. Kunkel and then also Jay Vernon. And I spoke with Rodney Horning. I contacted him by email, and then I also spoke with him today for about 20 minutes. He indicated that they're going to reimburse the homeowners for the money for the damages. He also told me, and I talked with you about it earlier, that they terminated the services of the company that was causing the issues. So hopefully it's gonna go a little bit smoother from here on out.
That's cool.
Thank you, Charles.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. All right, well, now, last chance for any council members to speak.
I got some, does anybody else have any?
Go ahead.
So, the cones for the water main break, how long are we gonna leave those up? On Spring Drive, they've been up for Friday, will be 4 weeks.
Honestly, I'm not sure. We can go pack it and see, I don't know. Honestly, I don't wanna give you a definitive time.
I saw some were stolen, like there's 2 that are missing. I don't wanna say stolen, cause I'm not gonna put blame on anybody, but there was 6, there's 4 now.
It's probably not long. I'm gonna get some quotes here pretty soon, as soon as they start making it.
For
The
hot patch, or hot patch?
Hot patch.
That was my next question, is when we gonna start hot patch, cause
Yeah.
I know Wilburn Circle is really bad.
Well, like I
So
said,
it's
I'm
not
not,
road.
we put a little bit of coal patch we had in Wilburn Circle, but we're not gonna do much to it because it's one of the roads that are gonna get done. So I'm not gonna put a lot of money into, we'll get it by, but it's getting resurfaced, so.
Yeah, Wolf Road's bad too.
Yeah, it
So
is.
on the research, and this could be in committee, but maybe we should consider when we pave, cause I brought it up last time, but the deal was already done. Our base is absolutely horrible.
Right.
All of our curbs are sinking down, the sewer, or whatever they call it, the gutters are all sunken. Maybe we should look into, before we resurface those roads, fixing the base once they tear it off, because if you drive around, you can see it's, what was it, Store Drive, when we had it all ripped up and it rained, it was all just big ruts where it was just sand and nothing really underneath that. So I think before we should pave more roads, we should really look at fixing our infrastructure underneath of it first.
Oh, this one's already in the books. We done got awarded the money and stuff, so.
Oh.
We can't.
Do we have a
like,
contract for that? Or resolution or ordinance?
It's going through the process.
Yeah, that one we did like last year. We got awarded it. It'll come out in May. We still got the process, but it'll, it can go out to bid next month, then we could award it in July, and then it'll go through the process, but we applied for that grant, and we got approved. Once you do that, like, you could back stuff on it and say you don't want it, but then.
No, I didn't know it was
But I'm
already.
just saying, like, that'll hurt you in the future, because there's so much money in
Allocated.
every county allocated to a project, and when you get awarded and you don't take it, the commissioner's like, well, somebody else could have used that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which roads are we doing?
We're doing, Green Meadow, Cloverleaf, and then all the circles in the new homes,
All the circles?
in the new homes.
That Wilburn Circle, or all the circles?
All of us.
Circles including Spur,
Wilburn
Just
Spur, Wilburn Circle, Elk.
Hickory, Elm,
Hickory.
Maple,
And
Brandon. Okay.
Yeah.
In the last payment listing I got, I had not seen anything since, I believe, October, when Brandon was hired for background check and drug testing. Now, that's in our handbook. Did you get that done?
I wasn't here then when he got hired.
No, so when you got hired.
Yeah, I had to do a drug test and I had to do a PCI FBI.
Okay.
It's all in our file.
Okay, I didn't see it on the payment listing, that's why I was.
I don't know, I haven't seen it since I've been here.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay
We
when I
haven't,
went
though, I
to
know
the
that.
sheriff's.
Okay.
But I haven't seen, if they're going to those, that hasn't come in yet.
Okay, and then did Joe and Adriana get it done?
Yes,
Okay, cause I was just going through the payment listing, I'm like, I only see one,
yeah.
and then the last one before that I saw was for Nicole.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I know Jay did. I'm not sure about Adriana, but I think she did.
Okay. And then
I'm not 100% sure about Adriana.
this one, I'm not gonna hand out to everyone, but I do wanna hand out to a couple people, because it's kinda concerning to me that this was given out. The front is the records request, and if you flip it over, you can see what was sent out in an open records request.
No,
I can forward you the email.
please do.
The gentleman, Mike Wendell reached out to me on Saturday, I think I got the email. He called me, said he requested Brian's employee file. There was 99 pages in it.
You did twice.
Okay, well, I just got
I'd
one
already
email.
responded to the initial one, and
Yeah.
I know that it didn't have any documents or anything of that nature.
I will forward it to you before we leave tonight. It is on page 9, that one that you're looking at right now on the backside. So Ryan's social security number was sent out in that email, and that's very concerning to me.
It's redacted.
No, it is not. You can read it clear as day if you, I can read it off to you, but I'm not gonna do it in an open
No,
meeting.
please don't.
But his social security number is there, his driver's license is there, it has all of his information, so that's all somebody needs to essentially steal his identity. So I asked before we leave tonight, you guys take and shred that, but I will forward that email. I'm just asking, like, what are we gonna do? Because that's pretty serious in my opinion. And I think that as a village, we should pay for identity monitoring for Ryan for at least 5 years, I think. I've just thrown a number out. Because if my social security number got leaked, I'd be pretty upset. Cause you can change your bank account, can't change your social security number. So I guess I'm just asking
I'll
like
take care of it.
what we're gonna do.
I'll take care of it.
And then at the police department, there's signs that are misleading. It says police parking only, but we have a charging station there. So if somebody pulls up, obviously they're gonna pull them to charge, but it's kind of misleading when you have signs that say police department parking only. And I don't believe we have an ADA accessible area out front, so they would have to pull into the parking lot to access the building.
I have a couple.
Go ahead. You done?
Are you
Yeah,
done?
I'm done.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Fire hydrants. They mentioned at the fire board meeting the other day, there's like 9 in town that don't work.
It's not my understanding.
I thought there was only one.
That's what I
That's
said,
in front of
McPherson,
McPherson's.
Yeah,
but they said there's like 9. Do we need to check those?
Well, they should have found it on
They just
hydro
flushed it.
testing.
Yeah, did you do all the hydrants so far? So we still, there's only that one then? Okay, I'll make sure he knows that.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I didn't either, so I said, they only said 1. They mentioned 9.
You said nine.
Hopetown. Who owns that property where the parking lot is?
That's
Between,
what, Bill, me and Charles, we're working on, because there's an easement for the school and for us, we have one for the community center, the school has one for the baseball fields. And then we have one for the tower also. So we gotta try and get it all ironed out, because it is getting a little messy over there with the parking.
yeah, with people renting our building and then they can't get back there to park. And then with the baseball team trying to play or whatever they do, then Ted can't get his cars in there. So you're aware of that?
Yeah, I spoke to
Okay.
Ted about it.
All right.
We're good, and me and Charles are working to try and get
He
something
said,
situated.
something about talking to the superintendent too.
Yeah,
See if there's,
I gotta talk to, me, Mike, and, Ted all gotta. see
okay,
that.
you got it.
So if you look at the auditor's website, now obviously it's not like 100%, but we own where they park their cars. 3/4 of the gravel, like from the sidewalk into the gravel, or not 3/4, but 3/4 of where a car would sit is our land.
On an easement,
No, our land. Like, because when we sold the fire station in 2010, or gave it to them, the land goes next to the fire station, up around the back of the fire station to include the water tower, and then back down the other side of the fire station between the parking lot and the post office is all villages.
I know that the stuff behind the post office does belong to the village. The small corner where the library used to be does belong to the village, so they have no business parking back there, that's village. Behind the library, where the community center is, the length of the community center. There's an easement in there somewhere, and I did just recently find another contract
I
for
remember
that,
me
the
and
sale
you
of
sat
that.
down the one time and we actually had the one that showed where the actual
Exact
easements
easements are,
So
so
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
know.
the auditor's office, maybe Dave is not up to date.
No, not with the easement, but
Not only that.
that
but
is the
when I
property
was on
line,
the
if you wanna
school
scroll
board,
through it.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm
Jim
not
Moore,
sure that
when
they,
he was
they
mayor,
have the correct
came to
info.
the school
Not
board
with an easement, but actual
To-
property line.
Okay,
Does
asked
Windham own the
to have
community
that
building?
property right there, and the village was gonna take
I
care of it.
didn't quite,
But that was 20
would
years
they,
ago.
take
Right.
ownership of
Even
it, or
if
have
they
they
did
had it all
something
these
back then.
years?
We've
I've
always
had
had
it
it.
always.
Because when I was
So I
19
always
years
thought it
old,
was
I
the
didn't know I
school's
was in it,
property.
and not,
They wanted to get it from
you
the
know,
school.
didn't,
So I don't
that
know.
age, you don't care.
I just know it's a couple easements going on in
Yeah,
there.
there are,
Like,
but I
we
can't,
do own the property over there, but we gave them the right of way to do business and stuff over there, so we'll get it all figured out.
You can just lock it and set it there.
And the way to keep the phone, you saw what he said.
That's all I have.
Alright, thank you. Anyone else? All I had was, David, did you guys do the talking to the people in the township about the water line project?
No, not yet. So I didn't realize, I mean, we knew that it was coming up, but I thought there was other sources of funding. Like, I didn't know that that was gonna be the only one that they were putting in for. So when I got that email saying that it needed to be done right away, we just went ahead and that's why you guys, whoever Ryan signed that paperwork to do it. So I can still put that all together, but we won't know until next March.
Well, I mean.
It's worth just going ahead and do it, and that way we know one way or the other, that way we don't waste anybody's time. It's just,
Yep.
ask the survey, if people are interested, good, if not, then we'll know not to even worry about it, so.
Yeah, cause I know Billy and Tyler and Brandon and Andrew were gonna help and then it didn't happen, but I can definitely do that.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
Was Windham gonna do anything about the sidewalks?
We
Yeah.
are actively trying to get grants for it, but the sidewalks are the responsibility of the homeowner as it is in almost every municipality in Ohio.
people just don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
It's a lot of money to upkeep.
So the sidewalks being messed up,
It's a
not the only way
responsibility.
they can get fixed, you gotta send the homeowner a letter or something like that, notarized letter to fix their sidewalk, or they'll be fined.
Well, we'd have to create legislation with Charles and the council and everything else,
Some of
Yeah,
them-
that's what I just wanted you to.
There's state funding that David was talking about, which helps supplement this fund.
Well, you know, the kids are walking on the road a lot, and that's dangerous.
Right.
You know, if they get hit, Windham ain't, responsible for it.
No,
And
Windham
since
is
you ain't
not
responsible for the sidewalks, that's pretty much clear Windham.
Yeah, it's the homeowner's responsibility, so if somebody gets injured on your sidewalk, you're responsible.
So you know they ain't gonna get fixed.
Open
Well,
it,
you're
open it up,
responsible.
it's-
He
You're
just fixed
responsible
his.
for some sidewalks, ain't you?
Was that,
You're responsible for some sidewalks, ain't you?
whatever village property we own?
Wherever they're the home, you're responsible, am I correct?
No, just wherever, if we own the property, we are responsible, but the homeowner that owns the
That's what
property.
I'm saying, the
yeah.
Windham owns a lot of property that sidewalk out front.
Hmm?
Now, you guys are responsible
Yes,
for, okay,
yes, if we own the property.
right, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Alright, anyone else have any comments?
You?
No?
I do,
Go ahead.
if I can. I provided everyone with a resume, applying for the zoning position. I do wanna say that I dealt with that throughout the years. Our biggest problem here was enforcement. You can write all the letters you want, and you can ask junk cars to be moved, but unless all those things are enforced, it doesn't happen.
Who you talking
There
about?
were some people that didn't wanna spend any money to pay like the attorney to make sure that people are going to court, like that their houses you know the houses I'm talking about, letter after letter after letter, you've got to make an example out of people. So I just wanted to say that about the position, and I think I'd be the best candidate.
Not to
Even
toot
though
your own horn
this
or
wasn't
anything,
an
right?
Look
interview.
at you up here just shooting for the stars.
You got that right.
That means we gotta deal with Debbie again.
Well, you're
Again,
right, you gotta make an example.
Well, you do.
I thought you retired.
I can't retire, you know that.
I'm just respectfully joking.
He means retired,
Anybody
I
else?
retired,
Can we make a
not
motion? Or you
retired.
wanna make a
Yeah.
motion?
All right, we gotta do the calendar.
Calendar.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so we're gonna do the calendar, committee of the whole, May 13th, 2025, 6 p.m.
Yep.
Huh?
is that a Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know your calendar.
All right, then we have May 27th for a whole,
Whole life.
6 p.m. Everybody good?
For the council, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, check that.
May
I'll make a motion to adjourn,
Second.
7:10.
Okay,
Sherry,
yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Where's your scalpel?
It's in the thing. I don't have it. My daughter has a game. I'm about to go try and catch that.
Now we can talk.